Yeah, it's that time of year. Former Buffalo Sabre Chris Drury, who played 12 seasons in the NHL and who is now the assistant GM of the New York Rangers, has been named the GM of Team USA for next month's World Junior Championships. He joins the show now.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, Chris. We appreciate it. Congrats on the gig.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. And, the World Championships, right? Not the juniors.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah. Did I say
That's
World
right.
Junior? Just
nothing
rolls
to do
off
with
the
that
tongue
stuff.
sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll do both. Maybe you'll do both. You never know.
Depends on how he performs in this one, right? Drew, Weeksy here. What's up, man? It was great seeing you the other night, but come on, we were talking about this off camera. I mean, what happened? We saw you the other night, post-game in the Garden. Big Daddy and I, we thought you would have come over and given it, but no, nonetheless, congrats on that.
He's on the first scoop.
Yeah,
That's what you were doing.
I know. He jammed me up on that already. But take us inside this process for you and what this is going to entail now coming down the stretch here with the remainder of the season in the AHL and the NHL, and how you're going to balance that with your responsibilities for Team USA.
Just very excited, obviously. You know, it's a huge honor anytime your country asks you to participate, you know, for a big tournament like this. I'm just really excited. You know, when I got the official call from John Van Beeswick, was certainly excited and humbled and thrilled to be part of it. You know, I've already kind of hit the ground running, you know, a few days ago, trying to get the list together and talk to a lot of different people, and certainly have a lot of people to lean on, and with the you know, the GM committee that you know, I get to work with, and you know, looking forward to get going.
Now, is that really just what happens here? Because obviously you're going to look and see about the teams that are not going to qualify for the postseason. That's the first priority. Look for the American-born players that are on those teams. Is that what you do? Reach out maybe to those general managers and people around the team, and you try to get information and see which guys would be willing to make the trip?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of already been started, you know, at least a month ago. I think the GM started getting together and talking about this to the GMs, the American GMs. I mean, well, you know, the ball's kind of rolling a little bit, and, you know, as teams do get eliminated or teams that are eliminated, you know, we meet every week and kind of figure out who we're going to go after. And I'm sure you guys know what the tournament is a week later this year, so there's a little more time than in years past to figure things out.
Drew Weeksy, I know that you're a proud graduate of college hockey, a lot of great college hockey players across the nation. Are you looking at some of those players, perhaps a guy like even Quinn Hughes has now gone to the Canucks out of University of Michigan, but are you looking and scouring the college hockey ranks to see if anybody kind of jumps out at you as well?
Yeah, I think if it's the right player and it's the right fit, certainly I wouldn't cross anyone off because they're in college or just out of college. You know, I was fortunate enough to go as a college player twice in my career, and you know, I always think back to Jim Johansson, you know, what a great job he did. And, you know, he kind of always looked at it that it was, you know, his responsibility and this team's responsibility to, you know, bring the next generation along and show them how it is. And even if, you know, they're not going to play a key role, you know, they're getting to practice with NHL players and, you know, be on the road for 3 weeks with NHL players. And, you know, that's never a bad thing.
Hey, Chris, I want to ask you about the New York Rangers. You're the assistant GM. You're working for Jeff Gorton there. How do you feel this rebuild is going? I mean, it's been probably about 14 months now since last season. You guys put the letter out. We're going to rebuild. You've made a lot of moves. Where do you think this group is at?
Well, I think it's been pretty good. You know, I know at times it's hard on the players, and we've obviously had to trade a lot of really good players and a lot of really good Rangers. So, and I think at times, you know, the staff and the players are kind of looking around, and it's not the easiest, but I think for what we set out to do and, you know, the course we set for the organization has been pretty good in the last 14 months. You know, if you look at our depth charts and our prospect chart, look at it, you know, 18 months ago and look at it today, it's certainly, you know, a different look. And, you know, we're excited about the players that we've gotten, whether trade or through the draft, and, you know, players that we're going to draft, you know, come June in Vancouver with all these picks.
Some of those aforementioned players that you would know from your time in Hartford, of course, be it Hayek, be it Hedel, making a big difference. Howden has been in the lineup. Georgiev has been very impressive. But what about a guy like your first rounder last year, Kravtsov? Where does things stand with him? I talked to one of my friends who's coaching over in Russia. He was very impressed with his game this year. Is there a chance that he could join the Rangers down the stretch?
I don't think down the stretch, no. I think, you know, we're going to look to get him in after the season is over. You know, I don't think there was any rush or any reason to force him in down the stretch here. I think Jeff would say the same thing. So, you know, we're looking forward to getting him over here soon as we can when his contract runs out in Russia. And, hopefully he's going to have a big summer of training and you know, hit the ground running come training camp in September.
Chris, Mark Parrish was on the air last night when this announcement came out, and he was very complimentary of you. Do you have any Mark Parrish stories you'd like to share?
We were fortunate enough to play together a few different times. And, he's a great teammate and a great guy. So I didn't know that he had done that, but I appreciate it and give my best.
Dinner on him.
There you go.
A free steak for you in the city right there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Hey, Chris, let me ask you about, you're in this, you're taking the steps. I mean, we've seen this before with former players. You get into management, then you move up the ladder. You're an assistant GM. Now you're going to be a GM for Team USA at the World Championships, and that's just another kind of check, I think, as you move forward in your career. I would imagine that somewhere down the road you'd like to be a general manager.
Yeah, I would be. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that I wouldn't be, but there's a lot of people I'm sure that would give you that same straight answer. But, at the moment, I absolutely love where I'm working. I couldn't have a better boss than Jeff Gordon. There's not a day goes by where I'm not asking him something or learning something. And I'm getting to see a lot of different things, which has been great, and certainly excited to do it for the team I grew up rooting for and, kind of in the region that I grew up living in. And, I just hope to keep helping with this rebuild every step of the way.
All right, well, Chris, thanks for the time again, and congratulations on the gig with Team USA for the World Championship.
Yes, the big guy.
Yes, appreciate the time, and good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good day.